Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Oh my goodness. Welcome to Facts of Two Cents. It is a beautiful day outside. I am enjoying this weather, and I hope wherever you are enjoying the weather as well. Welcome. I just thought, like, oh, I'm sitting here about to go hit some tennis balls against the wall. So I was like, well, let me do a podcast out here. Don't know if any of my friends are around. Don't know what y'all are doing right now. Um, but what is going on in the world of our faves? I am so excited. I This morning we got the news that our fave Meghan has won her case against her crazy sister. I don't even want to call her a sister. She's like, I would think of her as the other daughter, and she has won her case against the other daughter. So it is really, I'm like, again, this whole case has been crazy. I stopped reporting on it because I'm like, this is stupid. And so I don't understand why they allowed this case to go on as long as it did. Hello, Maverick and Rafaela. How are you guys doing? I'm just sitting in the park about to go hit some tennis balls. So I thought, well, let me just say hi to my friends before I go. It's actually very, very warm. It's like 50 degrees. And so it's very warm. That's why I'm like sitting out here. I'm not even wearing a gloves. I'm not even wearing a coat, nothing, just a sweater. And the water, for some reason, is really brown. So I don't know. So that's why it looks, I think it just looks colder than it actually is. It's not cold. It's like 50 degrees. Maverick says 50 is freezing. Well, yeah, of course. You guys are not used to cold weather. So 50 is freezing for Californians, but 50 is summer weather in New York. So, 45 is summer weather here. You'll see people outside in shorts and stuff at 45 and, 40-degree weather. So, yeah, I know. It is nice outside. Again, I'm not even wearing, like, I have a little cape thing if it gets really cold or anything, because New York's weather is crazy sometimes, because sometimes it's like, 50 degrees now, and like in an hour it'll drop like 20 degrees, and if you don't have a coat, you're like, ah. So yeah. Hi, Cookies and Cream, how are you? I was just like, let's see, who else am I missing here? Let's see, I see Rafaela, Cookies and Cream. Who else I see in the chat? Black Queen, hello, Fancy, how are you guys? Let's see who else. Oh, Judith Kong is here. Hi, Judith, how are you? As you can see, people are just walking by in the park. Just very light jacket, well, I think that lady has like a bit of a jacket, but it's very, very warm here. So yeah. But yes, I was saying about our fave Meghan. It's not cold. It's not cold. I swear it's not. I'm literally just wearing a sweater and a scarf. That's all I'm wearing. So, and I'm about to go hit tennis balls. So it's really not cold at all. But our fave won her case. I posted it in the community chat. So hopefully you guys got a chance to read at least just the front page and the end page. That's really all you need of this ridiculous case. And I hope Samantha Markle has to pay for what she did. I hope she has to pay all of Meghan's court fees and her legal fees. So I don't understand why they allowed this case. I mean, I think it was like over a year this thing has gone on. It was just the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. So I'm really happy about that. So I know that our fave is probably like happy to just get that nonsense off of her, just having to deal with that, and on it, I don't know how much of her time was spent on it, because again, it was a silly case. You just have to look on social media to see all the ways that Samantha Markle had defamed Meghan to know that this was a ridiculous case, and Samantha Markle is just trying to make money. And I still want to know who is the one that set her up to do something that way. I would not be surprised if it was somebody in the British press that set her up to do that and who had been paying those fees. So whomever it is, would I put it past the Daily Mail? Would I put it past Dan Wooten? Would I put it past Piers Morgan? No. Now, I don't have any proof that any one of them, but again, knowing how they have been handling this whole Thomas Markle thing, I wouldn't put it past any of them to have been the one to set her up. But again, it could just be Samantha Markle just being Samantha Markle, as though we know she's very litigious and she would do stuff like that. So, whomever it is that set her up to do this, I hope that they are made to pay for what they did. And so, yeah. What else is happening with this whole mess that's going on? Kensington Palace is like, I don't even understand how you could get to be that inept. Like, it makes no sense to me. I have never seen company that started one day be that inept for something, an institution that has been there for so long and supposedly has all these government officials who are supposed to at least have some sense or semblance of something, know how to run, an institution or an organization, and they have PR people and all of that stuff, including Lee Thompson Thompson from NBC, who is doing their PR. Like, I don't know how you get to be that inept. Like, it is so unbelievable to me that you can be that inept, but here we are with that. And so that now, I know one of the reasons that Kate may have not Kate, whomever put out that statement, which nobody believes it's Kate now. It's like even their own tabloids are like, no, we don't believe that was Kate. That was Kensington Palace throwing her under a bus, which is now the general thinking that is what happened. Even from their own people are saying that. And so nobody believes that came from Kate. Whether it was Kate who did the edits or not, that should never have come from her. Again, William is the head of Kensington Palace. That should have come from him or his Kensington Palace itself. They should have put out that statement. You don't put out that statement from someone who supposedly is, recovering from a, bad or a very serious surgery. You don't. The only reason you do that is to use them as proxy. You use them so that way people would feel sympathy towards her and not attack Kensington Palace. It's exactly what they did with the Queen. They always said, oh, this came from the Queen, that came from the Queen, and signing her name to things that we know that the Queen had nothing to do with. And if you pay attention to the things Harry don't say, is the Queen, and some of the things he did say, is the Queen had no say in any of this stuff. And so they would use her name in this way to get sympathy or for things to land softly so they don't get attacked. And which is what I think happened, which is not to, completely absolve Kate Middleton for her responsibility in all of this mess that's going on. It's both her and William. But again, William is the heir. And so he should have been the one to take responsibility. And I said the same yesterday. No way should that statement have come with her name on it. That is just, as a husband or a supposed husband and as a head of a household, that is, you don't do that sort of thing. And it seemed like their trusted tabloids feel the same. So very interested. And what are the things that they're trying to do now, because Kate is getting pounded from both sides of the pond, is now they're like, Meghan should be standing up and defending Kate. And I was like, and it's so funny watching the response to stuff like that on X. Is like just about everyone is like, no. Leave Meghan alone and leave her name out of this, because their news articles are saying, to leave Kate alone. Why are people attacking Kate, basically, and all of those things, and also that Meghan need to stand up. This is the time Meghan need to stand up and speak up for Kate. And the response has been amazing and it's not even squatties. Like some of these, the majority of the people responding to these things are not squatties at all. And we are just sitting back watching the nation, the UK, just all throw their nastiness at Meghan in their face. And, basically their response has been, well, we're going to treat her the way you treated Meghan. And so they are not buying into this at all. So, yeah. And now I think they've pretty much losing, and if they haven't lost by now, the Daily Mail. It's very funny. The Daily Mail is now questioning everything about Kensington, but they're not believing anything that they're telling them now, apparently. It just is craziness that's going on again. I don't know how you could be that inept. I really don't know. Hello, all of my friends who have joined. Ecobella, I don't think I've ever seen you here before. But welcome. Hello, Maureen. How are you? Who else did I miss? Chantal Six is here. Hello, Chantal. Novi D is here. Hello. Karen Warner is here. Hello, Karen. Let's see who else. Gwen is here. Hello. Again, I'm just sitting outside again, waiting. If you're wondering, it's like, what am I looking at? I'm just by the water, about to hit some tennis balls. So I thought I'd do a live out here, and because I'm not gonna be home, and I'm on my phone, and I don't have my laptop with me, so I don't have any pictures or anything. So I'm just chatting. So, anyways. One of the other things that's happening is yesterday they put out this photo of William going to the Commonwealth Service, who, by the way, I hope you guys can hear me because it's gotten a little bit windy for some reason. They put out this photo with Kate Middleton and driving with William. Apparently, what Kensington put out is, first of all, it looked like a pop photo, which last week they were like, oh, we will never post a pop photo of any of the royals because I guess that's against their policy to post pop photos. When there was a photo in TMZ with Kate, apparently Kate with her mother, if that was her. So the British press were, they were apparently having, they were on this, we're taking the higher stance and we're not going to post this photo because it's against our policy, whatever, to post pop photos of the royals outside like that. I guess they forgot their policy because I'm like, isn't this a pop photo? Isn't this a pop photo you guys were posting yesterday with supposedly Kate in a car with William going to the Commonwealth Service? And apparently Kensington Palace let it be known to their favorite Daily Mail reporter, Rebecca English, that Kate was not going to be at the Commonwealth Service. She was going to be dropped off somewhere, some private appointment that she has. Again, like I asked yesterday, when have you ever seen that? When have you ever seen a photo where Kate and William are in a car, but Kate isn't going in the same direction as William wherever she got dropped off? We've never seen that before. And plus, this was supposedly a pop photo. So then why did all the British press who didn't post the photo last week post this pop photo? And so since Kensington Palace said something about the photo, so then they set up this photo. And another thing about this photo that people are analyzing today is, if you guys have seen the photo, like it was on the podcast yesterday, I put but it was a closely cropped photo. That was the one that came out and the one that the British press put out. But the one that was in the US was a wider shot, which exposed a little bit around the photo, not just through the window. You see in the window, if you've looked at the photo, you see some brick wall on the other side where Kate, who, they said it's Kate, we only see the sort of the side of her face and the back of her head, is looking at this brick wall. But when you look at the wider photo, the brick wall that you see in the window of the photo and the one around the car, the top of the car, are two different. One, they're two different shades and they're two different brick. And so people are analyzing it now. It's like, wait a minute. Unless there's like maybe a building above this wall or something, why is it two different brick? Like, if you look at the picture, you'd notice it, if you'd see it. And then also, the way her photo is, it looked like they photoshopped, I kid you not, it looked like they photoshopped, they used a shot of Kate with the exact pose from an event, I think that was done last year, and used it in the car to fake like that's Kate in the car. It is the most, and you're like, surely not. Surely they wouldn't do. But I kid you not, I think they photoshopped Kate Middleton into. I'm just like, no way. But if you look at the photo, it's the same exact photo from a year ago. An outside photo, and they manipulated it to look like it's Kate in the car, because you can see the shadow of the hat she was wearing that they faded out. You can see where the earring was that they faded out. And it's the same exact pose. And it's just like, are you serious? So I was reading an article earlier today, and one of the actually it was this a Daily Mail, unbelievably enough, a Daily Mail article where this reporter, I think she had maybe a come to Jesus moment when she realizes the palaces have been fooling them all this time. And she's like, have we, I mean, they think we are stupid. They're treating us like we are stupid. I'm like, yeah, because they think you are stupid, because you've been behaving stupid, because you're supposed to be a press and you have not been questioning anything they've told you all of this time. You've just been taking and, whatever they spoon fed you and then regurgitating it. Yes, you are stupid, and that's why they treat you like you're stupid. They expect you to believe the nonsense and the lies they told you. It's not like Meghan and Harry didn't sit there, a whole 2-hour Oprah Winfrey interview. It's not like they didn't do a 6-part episode for Netflix telling the world. It's not like Harry didn't put out a 400 and something page book telling the world what what the royals are, and y'all still didn't believe them. Instead of believing and just questioning and looking at it from their perspective and questioning Kensington Palace, y'all decided to abuse them instead. So yeah, of course they'll treat you like you're stupid, because you've been behaving like you're stupid. And so do I blame Kensington Palace for treating them that way? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They're getting what they deserve. So and it's just like a lot of reporters now are like, even with the photo, with the manipulated photo, Kate's happy family manipulated photo. I saw an interview today with on CBS, and Tina Brown was on that interview today, and they were talking about this. So if Kensington Palace thought that with that supposed Kate apology was going to stem the tide of that, think again, because it's all over the U.S. media. And so CBS on Gayle King and her team had Tina Brown on her show, and not even Tina Brown, who is one of their biggest sycophants, believe anything that came out of Kensington Palace. She doesn't believe any of it. And even she, because yesterday I was talking about, the maybe what they did with their edits, that the reason why they have not released, even though everyone has been asking them for an original photo, they have refused to release the original photo. And like I said yesterday, what I believe to happen is that there is no original photo, and that they did layers. They layered on photo and up on photo, and edited a bunch of photos together to create that image. So that image is literally the quote unquote original photo, because there was no original photo, which is what I believe. So that's what actually Tina Brown was saying, exactly the same thing on CBS this morning, that she believes that's what happened as well, that there is no quote unquote original photo that William took, because that was a narrative that Prince William took that photo. And so she is saying the same thing, that there is no original photo that looked like that. Whatever it is, if Prince William even did take that photo, I don't think it looked like that, and it may not have been even Kate in that photo. And it's so funny, I was listening to the Duchess of Success. She had her episode on, and I know Karen, you were on it, and a couple of other people who were on it. I forgot who was on it. I can't think at this moment. But one of the things they were saying, it was so true. Who was it that was on Duchess of Success yesterday? Karen and someone else. Rahini, I think it was Rahini that was on Duchess of Success yesterday. And they brought up some really great points. And because I even mentioned, that was one of the things that first stuck out for me with the photo, is like, how could someone who just had abdominal surgery wear tight jeans, or if those are tights, because there are some tights that look like jeans but they're not really jeans. But even, how could someone who just had surgery wear that kind of clothes? And like, how do you even get into it? Because again, with abdominal surgery, everything in there would be so sensitive. Yeah, Rohini, thank you so much, Karen. Rohini. And I was like, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking too. And then Rohini was talking about when you had like abdominal surgery, you can't sit forward like that. You can't, because again, you're contracting your muscles in there. And I was like, yep. And also, not only that, her son, the big one, George, is leak. If you look at the camera, at the photo with his hands around her neck like that, he's leaning forward onto her. And it's like, if you just had abdominal surgery, you couldn't stand up. You could not bear that amount of pressure on you. And not only that, her hands are around her two other kids. And we talked about the hands yesterday with one hand in focus and one hand out of focus. And how like, wait a minute. That's just impossible. You can't do that, you know? And so all of those things. So when I was listening to Duchess of Success yesterday, I was like, yes, it's exactly what I was thinking too. So thank you, Karen and Rohini, and someone else was on it. I'm sorry, I can't remember. So yeah, it was so cool, and what they were talking about, because I'm like, perfect sense. It makes perfect sense that when you look at that image, you're like, yeah, no, you know. And then another thing that with the image as well is that they brought up that Kate did I want to say it was a British Vogue cover, and they had a lot of, you know, editors. It seems like every editor was on X yesterday, doing different things to show what could have happened with that photo. And so they put the photo onto Kate's photo, and they edited where it's the exact same facial, the way how her face is, and also her smile, the same thing. And it was just like, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. You know, one of the things I disagreed with was, I think it was Rohini was saying that, Rohini, if you're on here, that you were saying that she couldn't sit up and she couldn't sit up to edit photos. I edit on my pad all the time lying down, so I just prop myself up on my bed. And so you can edit laying, you can Photoshop on your bed. A lot of things I do just laying on my bed and just propping myself up on my bed, and could do it. So she doesn't need to sit up to, you know, if she's the one that edited, yeah, of course you could do it on your bed. So that one I didn't agree with, but everything else I was like, yeah. So it is just I cannot understand how you get to the level of ineptness as this. I don't understand. And again, even after all of that, to put out a photo, that car photo, and still may have manipulated that car photo, it tells you they don't care. They do not care. They don't respect people. And I've said this before. These people operate on a level where they do not respect anyone they consider beneath them. They don't respect the government. They don't respect the law. As a matter of fact, they operate above the law. They don't respect any of this stuff. And so much so they don't respect it, even after they have apologized, quote unquote apologized, which they really haven't, for this manipulation that they did. Would you believe that photo is still on their X page? They have not taken it down. They have not, like, I was just like, did they even take down that photo? I went on it and looked, it's still there. That photo is still on their site. They have not taken it down. And I guess for them, you know, to take it down would be like an apology. Like I said, white supremacists, they will never apologize. They will gaslight you to death. They will never apologize for the things that they do. And it's amazing to me. It is absolutely amazing. It's just, but you know, here we are. That's it. Yeah. Let's see what else is going on there. Another thing, something I was thinking of since last week when was the Commonwealth service. By the way, about did anybody watch the Commonwealth service? I literally haven't heard anything about the Commonwealth service. And I know that King Charles was supposedly, did a speech, or he gave a speech, and I don't think I definitely haven't heard the speech, and I don't think, sorry, there's a train going in the back of me there, but I don't think I have heard anybody talk about the Commonwealth service. Not that, the Commonwealth service is, it's boring as all heck, but, I haven't heard anybody talk about the Commonwealth service. But anyways, oh, thank you, Dina. Yes, I'm out and about again. What a beautiful day for our Duchess. Enjoy the sun. Oh, thank you, Dina. But I haven't heard anybody talk about it. But coming back, not even the Commonwealth service, Prince William, when he missed his godfather King Constantine's memorial service at Windsor, a week or two ago, and then Thomas Kingston committed suicide, and we only knew about it and only thought of maybe a connection to William because Kensington, the geniuses at Kensington Palace decided to put out that William missing King Constantine's memorial had nothing to do with Thomas Kingston's suicide or his death. And we're like, what? Who is Thomas Kingston and why are you telling us this? And then all of a sudden I was just like, did William have something to do with this man's death? And all of a sudden they talked about that for like a day, and then it's like this just vanished into thin air. No one has mentioned anything about this man's death after that. All we know is that the next day they put out, or it's the next day or the day after that, they put out, how they said he died, which anything to do with the royals, I question everything because I don't believe anything they say. And then it just vanished. I mean, did he have a funeral? Did they bury him already? Did anybody talk about it? Did any of the royals? What on earth? It's almost like this whole thing just vanished and the press refused to talk about it. The press refused to say anything about it. And it's just really, really crazy. And so I'm seeing actually some people on here talking about Trump 2024. If you're a troll on here, just know you're wasting your time. We don't tolerate trolls on this channel. And so if you're on here posting nonsense, you're going to be blocked. I'm going to delete your stuff, and you're going to be blocked. So don't waste your time on mine. We don't tolerate trolls on here. Tolerate any kind of nasty posts against Harry and Meghan. So don't bother. You're wasting your time. Okay? And for our squaddies on here, don't even bother responding to it because again I'm outside, so I can't filter from my phone. Don't even bother. And for you people like we stand with Israel, no, we're going to block you, so don't even bother wasting your time on here. And squaddies, don't bother responding to them. So anyways, back to what I was saying. So it seems like for some reason that Thomas Kingston, this whole thing with Thomas Kingston, which again, anything royal, it calls into question anything they do because again, they're so secretive, they hide things, and the press, instead of doing their job and reporting on things, they don't report anything. They don't report it. And so it's all of a sudden this guy died, and nobody's talking about it. He took his own life and nobody's talking about it. And so I was just thinking about that last night. It's like almost like it never happened. And it's crazy. It's absolutely, absolutely crazy. So yeah, so I don't know, maybe I just happened to not hear about it, but I was looking and I'm like, I didn't see anything about it. So One of the other things that people brought up that I didn't even remember with this whole back to Kate Middleton and her craziness is that Kate Middleton's letter yesterday, or her supposed apology, which again was not really an apology, it was all I mean, even the so-called apology was a lie, because the apology started with as a amateur photographer, which is a complete lie. Kate Middleton is not an amateur photographer. She is a professional photographer. And not only is that, she is the patron of the Royal Photographic Society. And it's just like, how are you going to be the patron of a Royal Photographic Society and then try to present yourself as this amateur? It was like crazy. It was absolutely crazy. So yeah. Oh, Kenitha said, let's see, Thomas had a private funeral today at St. James Chapel. William attended. Oh, okay. Thank you. Because it just was weird. It's like last night I was like, what happened to this guy's funeral? What happened to this guy? So thank you. I had no idea. I didn't know. And so thank you for posting that, because I am like, all of a sudden I just didn't hear anything. And it was just like, did all of this just disappear? So thank you so much, Gwendolyn. I see that. Thank you so much. So there you go. Tom, he had a funeral today, and William was there. So, but again, this whole thing, what happened there? What happened there? And it brings me back a lot. And why this was just so creepy with this is that we saw, with Diana being married into this family, pushed to the verge where she tried to commit suicide. We saw Meghan almost, having suicidal ideation. And now we have this guy married in and actually committed suicide. And it was just like, there is something really wrong. And people they're not addressing these things. They're not addressing this stuff. And so, yes, he committed the act, but why? What happened there? What happened for this man who seemingly on the outside had everything? What happened to him? Why to be pushed to where he did this? And so, and again, with the UK, they don't deal with stuff. And so it's like, I don't know if we'll ever know what happened there. And especially that with the royal family, again, they're so secretive about everything. They're not going to deal with it. So, let's see. Let's see. So thank you guys for letting me know about the funeral, because I was just like, what is going on with that? Let's see. Yes, Karen, big win for Princess Meghan against her crazy. I'm not even calling her a sister. She's the other daughter. That's all I'm going to say about her. She's no sister. No sister would do what Samantha Markle did. She is the other daughter. So yeah. Let's see. So again, if you are, thank you guys. I'm seeing a lot of deleted messages. Thank you, moderators, for getting rid of these trolls. But again, when I'm so sorry, when I'm outside and I don't have my computer, it is not allowing me, because I'm coming straight through YouTube, and it's not allowing me to filter out the trolls. So I apologize for that. Let's see. Hi, Nolothandu. How are you doing? Hanging out with us from South Africa. Let's see. Tiny G says, hi, Petal. I think William would rather these headlines than the ones linking him to that dude that died and him being linked to it. Well, the funny thing about that is nobody, like, I had never heard of Thomas Kingston before Kensington Palace was stupid enough to let us know that William was not connected with it. And everyone is like, what? No one would have connected the two at all. And again, for me, I'd never even heard of the guy until they told us that. And so then all of a sudden I was just like, wait a minute, what did William do? So yeah, I had no idea. So maybe he should speak to his comms team for being stupid. So yeah. Let's see. I am scrolling through the chat. Beatrice has a great point. Beatrice and Dylan have a great point. She says they fully embrace the conspiracy. It's publicity for them. Kate have never garnered that global level of interest since her wedding. This is very true. This is very, very true. Negative publicity is publicity. And they are most, I mean, if that car thing was manipulated, then that they are leaning into the conspiracy. And they don't seem to mind that they have lost people's trust. They don't seem to mind that their integrity is at stake, which for me, if you're a squatty, they have had no integrity to begin with. So it's not like they're losing anything with us. They never had any integrity. But for the mainstream press, the worldwide press who hold them in high regard, they don't seem to mind that they've lost their integrity. And so again, for them, fame and attention is more important to them than integrity. It always seemed to be that way. If it was about integrity, King Charles wouldn't do some of the things that he's done. Prince Andrew wouldn't do some of the things that they've done. William wouldn't do some of the things that so they are not worried about integrity at all. They are just worried, or they are just concerned about, am I getting attention? Am I getting fame? Am I, the news outlets talking about me? It's all about attention for them. It's all about publicity for them. It's all about popularity for them. So this is actually a really, really great point, that they are getting more attention now than they have ever gotten. And so they are leaning into that. So maybe we need to just leave them alone in with their stupidity and let them lean into that. So yeah. And this whole thing, it's almost like they're doing whatever it is to get people to not talk about the Sussexes, because, last weekend was all about Harry and Meghan and the great work that they're doing. And now in the last couple, especially yesterday, from 2 days ago to today, it's all been about Kate, William, and their messed up photos. And so even though a lot of people are talking and a lot of press are reporting about the great work that the Sussexes did in Texas, definitely it's been a, not competition, but it's probably been equal to what the Cambridges are getting with this. Again, negative publicity is publicity, and they are leaning into that. So yeah, that could definitely be a point. So great point, Beatrice and Dylan. Ahmed said, I can't see you. Hi, you can see my hand. I don't like being on camera. It's just not my thing. So yeah, it's just, I don't like it. I'm a photographer. I like photographing things. I don't like photographing myself or putting myself on camera. Plus, I look a mess. I'm about to play tennis. So there you go. Karen said, it is all a lie. It is only only abdominal surgery. It is also a mental breakdown. I stand by that from the beginning. Honestly, would I be surprised if all of this stuff was a lie? No, I would not be surprised if the surgery was a lie, if the cancer is a lie, if all of it. I would not be surprised if, and people would always say, well, there are certain things you just wouldn't lie about. In what I have seen, especially in the last few months, people will lie about just about anything. To get what they want, people would lie. And my faith in people's honesty has been so eroded that, yeah, I believe they would lie about it. And again, I could be wrong. That's fine. Part of me want to be wrong because I want to believe that human beings are, that we're better than this, that we would not do that, and we wouldn't manipulate people like this. But we're talking about people that just don't care. They do not care. They want what they want, and they do not care. And so I've had to face the fact that, you know what, these are people that just don't care. They don't respect. There's no respect there. And so, and I've always questioned the fact that, you know, the people that are supposedly sick or have surgery are the racist royals. And I think it is so charged that dealing with racism and stuff is so charged that they would rather this and lie about this, if that's what they did, than deal with the racism that's among them. They would rather that. And it's, for me, it's very clear, because since the cancer and since the surgery, nobody has been talking about the fact that there's two other racist royals. So, which is what I think the intent is, what is. And look, if I'm wrong, I'll be happy to apologize. I'll be more than happy to apologize. But I don't trust them. I think they would do anything for attention. I think they would do anything for good press. And I would not be surprised if this is what it is. So, yeah. Let's see. Going to the chat. Let's see. Light side. Karen says, you don't want anything touching, slightly touching your stomach or changing positions on a bed. I'm telling you, I've had back problems and lower back. I pinched something in my back when I was at work once. I was picking up something and I tried to stand up, and I could only imagine, I mean, if anybody has ever had something go wrong with their lower back, and I had to be on leave for like about almost a month because of it. You can't do anything. You can't sit up. You can't lie down. Well, trying to get out of bed, it's like you need to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. It's like you can't get up. You can't. I mean, it is the most painful thing that I've ever experienced in my entire life. Trying to navigate that lower back issue, pull, strain thing that I had in my lower back. I can't imagine what that is like when that's your stomach and you can't contract because of I can't, because that's the only thing I can relate it to. And I know the pain. I know you try to change the positions on your bed and you can't. It is like you screaming because you can't. That for me is what I relate that to. And if it's anything like that, there is no way Kate Middleton could sit up and do that photo as she did, that photo claim she did. So yeah. And again, it's like, when have you ever seen going back to the photo in the car, when have you ever seen Kate Middleton photographed in a car where she's looking away from the camera? And it's something that Kensington Palace would accept and then make a statement about. You would never see that ever in your life, see something like that. And it's like, well, if that is a real photo, why is she turning her face away? Why doesn't she want people to see her face if that's really, and it's not photoshopped in there, which I think, which I honestly think is what happened. Let's see. Cookies and cream. Oh, she's talking to April May. She says, exactly. Not only did they want to discredit the Oprah interview and Netflix docuseries, they also wanted to humiliate Meghan. And I'm not sure what April May said for you to say that, but yes, it's very, very true. Very, very, very true. And it's weird because with all of this stuff happening, and we're all wondering how Kensington Palace can do this, and that they really think people are stupid with some of the things that they put out there. But we just have to go back to, say, even when they put out, talk about the Oprah Winfrey interview, when they put out all this stuff about bullying, and it was just like, but they put out this whole thing about Meghan doing all of this stuff, gave a whole article to, and all of this stuff to Valentine Lowe with no evidence. And, even Valentine Lowe, his article, his interviews, he wrote a whole book, including that in his book, and all of those things, all of it with no evidence. And what they did was they put it out there with no evidence, and they expected people to accept it. And the majority of their readers, the majority of the royalists, and also the British press completely just accepted it. It was only the American press and squaddies are like, wait a minute, where is the evidence though? What exactly has she done? Which to this day they have not provided. It was all about the people's feelings, about how they felt, and they felt this and they felt that, and they put out a whole thing with no evidence. And everyone there bought it. So I can understand why Kensington Palace feel now that they can literally put out anything and they will buy it. I mean, sometimes you even see whether it's the Daily Mail or some tabloid would manipulate a photo of Meghan and put it out there, and they allow it and they accept it. And so yeah, when they do stuff like this, they expect people to buy it because they've bought it all before. They really do think they're stupid because, you know, the royalists, they buy that sort of thing. So there you go. Hi Paulina, how are you? Let's see. It's so weird that she would, Kate, if it was her, putting a photo that she's an amateur photographer. Like, you're supposedly apologizing and lying. That's why people don't believe she would have written that there, because again, she's the patron of the royal photograph. I mean, I wonder what they're saying today. You have to wonder what they must be thinking today. Like, wait a minute, our patron is caught photoshopping. Like, and there was even a video of Kate Middleton talking about, the beauty of photos, that, it's not something that you need to set up, that it could just be a natural thing. And there's literally a video talking about that. And there it is. And then today, one of the other things that they put out today was that the photo was taken last Friday, apparently, and they only had a 40-minute window between the kids coming to school, and then they had to leave for the hall, I guess, for the weekend. And I'm like, wait a minute. What do you mean you had only a 40-minute window? Why do you need a 40-minute window for a father to just take a candid photo of his family, when it's something you could do in 5 minutes? And even if, say, for example, it got dark and, the kids come home and the dad come home from his event, whatever, and they had 40 minutes is a long time. You could do like 1 million photos in 40 minutes. Just to pull out a cell phone and do it. I mean, they, from the metadata from the camera, it was done with a Canon Mark, I think it was a 5D Mark D, whatever, Canon, what are those Canon Mark D cameras. And even if it takes 5 minutes, the kids aren't babies, you can rally them around to take a picture in 5 minutes. And even if you don't take it there where they claim that they took it, at Windsor, if you're together over the weekend, you didn't have to take it there. Couldn't you take it on Saturday? Even if the sun went down and you wanted the perfect sun, you couldn't take it on Saturday? You couldn't take it Sunday morning? It's crazy, it is. So I'm like, what are you talking about? They only had a 40-minute window. The only reason that would be important is if Kate and the kids were going away and William wasn't, and they don't actually live together, and they only had a 40-minute time block together to take the photo. That's the only reason that's important. Or maybe William was going to Amna Hall and the kids were staying in Windsor and they don't actually live together or something, or they weren't going to be together. That's the only reason that was going to be important, because if you're with them the whole time, you can take a candid photo anytime. So, I mean, in every which way, they've bungled this so badly that it's just like, come on, people. You're going to put a whole article about they only had a 40-minute window for people who live together? Don't you think people would question that? I guess they're not used to people questioning the nonsense. So it's craziness. So, yeah. Thank you, Cookies and Cream. Listen, trolls, don't coming on here. You will be be deleted. Exactly. So again, if you're trolls coming on this podcast, you're wasting your time because we're just going to delete your post. We don't tolerate trolls here. We don't want to hear from you. So you're free to listen, but we don't want to hear from you. So yeah. Let's see. I'm telling you, we've been celebrating to whomever it is since, I was corrected yesterday that Queen Betty had nothing to do with any of the decisions later in her life there. Whomever it was that was nasty enough to deny Meghan and Harry what they wanted, that half in, half out, and you thought you were destroying them, and you thought that, this was gonna, thank you. Thank you for being your nasty self and freeing up our faves that they have nothing, they would never have anything to do with this mess. So thank you. So there. I'm telling you, I don't want to hear from Harry and Meghan. Y'all just stay under your tree doing whatever it is you're doing. So yes. The audacity to think that they can be demanding Meghan to speak up for Kate. I'm like, y'all people are crazy. You are just crazy. So let's see what else is happening here. I'm going through this, see what else I missed. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of deleted. Thank you so much. We have the best moderators. Thank you for getting rid of those trolls. Thank you so very much. Again, I apologize. When I'm outside, I can't filter as I normally can when I'm on my computer. It's not allowing me to. Let's see. It is so funny talk about trolls. I always think about, if I was trolling Harry and Meghan, and all the times, in so many ways that they have been proven wrong. And, even in, say, the other daughter losing her case today, because they were all banking on, Meghan being on the court, on the witness stand, and Scamantha's lawyer destroying her and tearing her to pieces. At what point do you stop and realize, like, you know what? Maybe I was wrong in who I'm backing and who I'm supporting. And maybe this is not the right path that I should. Like, at what point do you realize you're just being stupid? And at what point you realize, like, those people who leading your troll patrol have been fooling you? At what point you are like, you walk away and be like, you know what? This isn't the right direction to be going in. Because in every which way they've been proven wrong, all of their lies have been disproven and debunked. And it's just like, at what point do you stop and say, you know what? Nah, this is this is not helpful. This is stupid. At what point do you say this is stupid? I could be wrong, but gosh, it just I'm like,
that is like being home.
Yes it is. Yes, it is like being home. Have a good day. Bye. This lady came by to tell me this is a setup is like being home. I'm just in the park. But anyways, Kanita, yes. Let's see. I saw that before. Let's see if I'm missing anything at the bottom. Let's see what else. Cookies and Cream says, agree pedal. We should give the round of applause for rejecting the half in, half out deal. The Sussexes are free from that racist, toxic, vile environment. Yeah. At the time, it was to deny the Sussexes what they wanted, and they were all celebrating it. But it has turned out the best thing to happen because, gosh, again, dealing with this mess, and even there is a was it a Vanity Fair, or I think it was a Vanity Fair article or one of those outlets, written I think by Michelle Ruiz, who for some reason now she is, sort of pro Sussex. But there was a time I remember, when Meghan was still in the UK, Harry and Meghan was still in the UK, she used to be trolling Meghan all the time and writing these horrible articles. Well, I think she's the one that wrote this article recently that, how the royals really right now is, when you look at them, how much they need the Sussexes, and that how much, they should be regretting that they allowed the Sussexes to go away. But her thing is like, they need the Sussexes now more than ever as a distraction from what is going on, and that is kind of their attitude. It's like, oh no, because of what's going on with Kate and William, they really need the Sussexes as a distraction. So that's their thing. It's like they only see the Sussexes as, they want them there so that to distract from the mess of the Cambridges, so they can throw them under a bus so people could focus on that and not focus on the mess that the royals really are. And it's really sickening. And it's just like, excuse me, this is supposed to be like a positive article that you think people are only meant to be distractions. So yeah, it's just really like, these people are crazy, utterly crazy. And if you notice, still we have Buckingham Palace has not weighed in on any of this. King Charles is not rescuing them at all. At all. King Charles is like, y'all on your own. We are not rescuing you. So yeah, very, very interested. I wonder if the press is ever going to demand of King Charles to say something. I mean, I saw a photo of William and Camilla. They seem to be very cordial. William kissing her on the cheek. They seem to be very cordial. So there doesn't seem to be any, at least in public, we know, as Meghan said, what you see in public is not exactly what's happening behind the scenes. So that, but it looked like they were cordial at the ceremony yesterday, the Commonwealth ceremony yesterday. So yeah. See, Cheryl W, she's talking to Mad World, says sometimes the hard times we go through is exactly the protection. It's actually protection. All hell is about to break loose in the royal family. I think a divorce is coming also. Yeah, a lot of people, even in their press, are talking about this, that there's some kind of divorce happening between those two. We will see. Don't know what's happening there. I mean, a lot of it is very iffy, which, I doubt that to hide this divorce stuff, they came up with this and didn't really think it through and thought people would just, accept what is going on and accept what they say without question. Could be. They are stupid enough to believe that. And again, their sycophants in the UK would believe anything from this. So I don't doubt that they could do something like that and really believing that the rest of the world would just go along and not ask any questions. So yeah, they could be hiding that. Let's see. Karen says, Kate was always a professional photographer, and them praising her and her work. Now she got caught in the lies that she's an amateur. Doesn't work like that. Now it is confirmed what we always knew. It was fake. I know, right? It's like all the time. She's like this professional photographer. They're touting her photography. I just thought, honestly, you look at her photograph, it's nothing great, but she's been operating on a professional level, including, she's the one that photographed the last time Camilla was on some Home and Something magazine. She's the one that photographed a cover photo of Camilla for it. So they've all been treating her as a professional photographer. That's how she's been operating. And you're right. All of a sudden, she's in a mess and she's an amateur. So I guess the Royal Photographic Society has an amateur photographer as their patron. Very interesting. I'm sure they're probably like, wait a minute, you're an amateur? I thought you were professional. Hi, Kathy Gabi. Kathy's like, I'm just jumping in here, battle. Hi. So, yeah. But Let's see what else you guys are saying. Maverick says pedal hate never stops. And no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But you know, the great thing about what is happening is that more and more people are calling out the reporters in the UK for their hypocrisy. I mean, as this stuff has happened, and again, most of us squaddies have not had to do a thing. We just get to sit back and watch the rest of the world call out the blatant hypocrisy of the British press, and a lot of them in the, even some in the US who have really attacked Meghan, and those bloggers and those people on in YouTube. Actually, someone posted a screenshot of this YouTuber that I guess derangers it seemed like they're fighting among themselves. And it's just like, this has exposed a lot. And people are calling it out, and especially the hypocrisy in the way how they have abused Meghan. And again, in light of what Meghan said at South by Southwest, it's really interesting to watch this all play out, because now they're all calling for mercy for Kate, the kind of mercy and grace that they never allowed, and they never allowed Meghan to have. And so that is what people are calling out, and they're like, no, we're gonna give her what you gave to Meghan. So there. Even Piers Morgan's wife, I mean, that woman have the nerve. The nerve. I had to go and see the comments under there, and I hope she doesn't, because she got laid out in like every which way for basically wanting grace for Kate. And they're like, no, you're Piers Morgan's wife, you and he who has been terrorizing Meghan, you're calling for people to be graceful to Kate. And so yeah. Let's see. What else? Anyway, all right, guys. I think that's it. Let's see. I think that's it. I think I'm gonna run off and go play some tennis. And not really play tennis. I'm just sitting against a wall, just to get stretch and get a little bit of exercise. But anyway, guys, thank you for hanging out with me and just chatting and whatever. Hope you guys have a great day, whatever else it is you're doing. Hopefully where you are is bright and sunshiny. Don't mind me. Whenever it's nice and sunshine, I'm gonna be outside, because when it's raining, it's just like it's miserable here. So that's why whenever it's nice and sunshiny, I'm outside. So anyway, have a great day. And yes, Cookies and Cream says, everyone, please continue to pray for the Sussexes, each other, and the world. Yes, 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 we need prayers, lots and lots of prayers. Please pray for Palestine. They are just confined to a space. Israel is bombing them. They're in the middle of Ramadan, supposed to be celebrating. Israel is bombing them, and the U.S. is complicit in it. So please pray for them. Please pray for us. And I will chat with you all later. Have a great day. Bye. Kathy Gabby in Trinidad? Oh my goodness. Didn't know. Have fun. My peeps. Anyway, love you guys. Bye.